Hello, welcome to the Slow Parenting Podcast. My name is Richie Adewusi. Thank you so much for being part of our show today on Nostalgia Media. The Slow Parenting Podcast comes to you every Wednesday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, US and Canada, and 7 p.m. West African Time, including Nigeria. We are glad you are able to join us today. You can join us anytime outside of Wednesdays. Just go into our YouTube channel and then avail yourself of previous videos and then leave your comments. We would always get back to you. So welcome to the show for today. Today we're going to be talking about toys, okay? Kids and toys, different kind of toys today. But for them, everything is like, well, it's a toy, I want it. But then, as parents, most parents all parents really want the best for their children. At least you want your children to be better than you want them to be more educated than you want them to have more stuff like you want them to find things easier than yourself. So we tend to give them stuff. We tend to keep giving, especially if by some swipe of benevolence, we're able to be a little bit comfortable, have some resource with which to keep giving. Nothing wrong with giving your children stuff. But then, as a backdrop, okay, to all of this, before we even get started, know this. It's not everything you have money to buy, you should buy. As an adult, you just now need to step that down to your children. It's not everything you have money to buy for them that you should buy for them. In other news, it's not everything that they ask for that they should get. What happens with getting it or not getting it is now, or with or after getting it or not getting it, is dependent on how we relate with them, how we communicate issues with them. And that's our focus here today on the Slow Parenting Podcast on Nostalgia Media. Our thing is about communication. It's about things we say and do or not say or not do. What we need to say, what we need to do, what we don't need to say and what we don't need to do, what we might have to say and what we might not have to say. It's all about communication, or those verbal and non-verbal cues, in our interactions with our children, with anybody else actually. But in this case, well, we're talking parenting on this program. So today, we are going to be talking more about relationships, kid relationships. But to you, just kids being kids. Yes, it's kids being kids, but you also need to have a different kind of understanding, or you have to get into their world to understand a little bit of their mindset when they are asking you certain questions, when they are making certain comments, or when they are responding in certain ways if you pass certain kinds of information to them. In a conversation, in a gesticulation, conversation, verbal, non-verbal. Yeah. Okay. So we have two videos that we have found very interesting to help us to talk about the issue we have zeroed in on talking about today. And for us, that question, I want a boyfriend. That's from your 3-year-old, 4-year-old. Daddy, can I have a boyfriend? Um, some parents would laugh. What's she talking about? Well, the issue with that is most times we process information that we get from our babies, toddlers, children with adult understanding. That creates the panic, that creates the, maybe if you like, sometimes hostile responses that some of those uh, requests or comments, you know, could bring when they are made by our children, toddlers, babies in this case. Okay. Uh, a 16-year-old asking you that, Mom, can I have a boyfriend or a girlfriend? It's not the same response you give to that 16-year-old that has, in short, you'll be lucky that even comes to you and say that I want to have a girl, or I have a girlfriend, or I'm talking to a girl, I'm talking to a boy. You'll be very lucky for that to happen. Then that means your communication relationship has been going on very well. You worked hard. So you should commend yourself that at that point, that child trusts you enough to be able to walk up to, at 16, well, maybe at teenage years, yes. Even 12, 13, going forward, yes. But those are not the guys we're talking about right now. We're talking about the 3, 4, 5 year olds. Daddy, can I have a boyfriend? Your response to them cannot be the same response for or with the teenagers. I'm using the term teenagers now. From 13, okay, onwards. It's very unlikely that your young adults will come to it. It happens some rare cases, but not actually to say that can I have a boyfriend. When they start telling you story that I met this guy, you just know that he's telling you something, or I met this girl, he's telling you something. But the babies will ask you upfront, I mean, plain language, can I have this? So in that circumstance, or in those circumstances, as far as they are concerned, what they are asking for is another toy. Okay? So you panic, or you get angry, or you respond in some, well, irrational meaning what you heard, how you processed it as an adult, what resonates with you. It's not what the child is talking about. The child is talking about another Tom and Jerry toy, okay, or whatever cartoon toy. So if in your panic you don't handle that situation properly, it could become a damaging, it could bring negative, results in your relationship going forward. Okay. A 3-year-old girl says, Daddy, can I have a boyfriend? You probably laugh first. But then she's serious. But the seriousness is not the seriousness we as adults we take when you talk with somebody, a teenager. Well, I have a boyfriend, I'm talking to a girl, I'm talking to a boy. That's not the same thinking that that 3-year-old had. Maybe it also then depends on the kinds of information that that child has been exposed to. So your first job is to begin to find out what are you talking about. No, you can't have a boy, but I have one already. You have one. What is the? Where did you meet? or in school, or in the streets, in church, or maybe it's even somebody you know. Maybe it's even another child, a neighbor child, a colleague's child, that you already know. For that baby, I want a friend, maybe again. Then the point here is, who is a boyfriend? Let her give you her own definition of who a boyfriend. It won't be the same thing. Can't be any one size fits all. Okay? The response you get, even if you have a set of twins and they are girls, you won't get the same response from them about who a boyfriend is or why she wants a boyfriend. But here, you're already used to giving your children toys to play with. So, number one, asking you, can I have a boyfriend? Is that with that same kind of mindset? Yeah, okay, permission. I want a dog, I want a cat, I want a pet. It's now your job to explain in that conversation that human beings are not the same as your teddy bear. Human beings are not the same as your cat, your dog, your parrot, your parakeet, whatever the pet. But again, you have something beautiful is happening. There's a conversation, there's trust. That child has come up to you to say, I want this. So it's a moment, it's an opportunity to learn from the child her understanding of what she's asking for, and then clarify in line with what has been said earlier. Yes, a dog is a pet, a cat is a pet, a parakeet, a parrot, a duck, fish are pets. But the boy is not a pet. Okay? A girl is not a pet. And then you don't take anything for granted. You may want to discuss, okay, what would you be doing with this? What's his name? His name is John. Okay, well, what would you be doing with John? Well, again, you wouldn't get one sort of response from different girl children of the same age. It's about individuals' perception of things, individuals' needs, individual preferences. So you get different responses. Oh, we're going to be doing this. I'm going to be telling him stories. He's going to be telling me a story. Oh, we'll go and visit this. We'll play with this. Yeah. Now you let these children get into what is called acceptable risk taking. Every relationship, okay, every type of relationship is a risk. Getting into any type of relationship is a risk. It's a risk of, this is another person, you are another person. You are going to learn to talk with each other, share, you know, respect each other. There's so much that's to be learned. So you encourage that. And then, most importantly, on the slow parenting program, we always tell you, always say, set boundaries. Okay, we have a comment from a community member here. I said, have you ever had to navigate a conversation about crushes with your own child? How did it go? Hmm. I never really did. Okay. I mean, let's let's be upfront about this. I never really did, but I was close with my children as they were growing up. But there are different ways that children could walk up to you, my friend, my friend, my friend. It wouldn't come to, oh, I have a crush. Now you have children who will come up front time because they've had, again, we're saying, what kind of information have these children been exposed to? Okay. If a child has been used to environment where that's my friend, whether male or female, let's say my friend, my friend. I like my friend. I want to visit my friend. If it's a child that has been, that's brought up in an environment where people use such terms as crush, watch, are exposed to media content that talks about crushes and all of course, they will use the term crushes. So, same thing. You have children who say, my friend, why do you like your friend? Oh, you always make me laugh. You always tell me story. You always help me. We always walk home together. Yeah, I have had several of such conversations. Okay, I had several such conversations. But also, I will share a story here. Not baby, not the toddler age range. I'm not talking about the teenage, young adult age range. Okay. My daughter, my first daughter, I think she had just finished um, uh, high school, yes, about high school preparing to go to college. And there's a young boy that they all used to go for, well, lessons to go to prepare for the next phases of their academic pursuits. And so it wasn't an issue. I had friends when I was growing up, so I never panicked about people being around people, you know. So, hello, how are you? Ah, okay. Thank you, sir. Fine. But there's this particular day I won't forget. I've used this story a number of times in seminars, workshops, or parents. You have to be observant. You have to, you know, play your role, play your own role. See what needs to be saying, say what needs to be said at specific times. So on a particular day, I had gone to the office. I think I forgot something. I drove back home. As I turned into my street, then it was a close, so it was a cul-de-sac. It doesn't lead to any place. And I saw this young man walking in front, as I drove into the streets. The same, young man. And I'm like, oh, this is this person. I'm sure he was going to my place. Well, of course, my daughter would be at home. And when he had a car coming behind, he turned and looked, and he saw it was my car. But instead of walking to turn into my gate or turn to be at the gate, because the gate is closed, you had to knock before they could open it. He walked past the gate. There was, like I said, my street was closed. My premises was about the second to the last, no, well, yeah, second to the last building on the end of that street. So there was nowhere else it was going. So he walked past my gate, and I'm like, no, this is not good. This is not good. And I got to the gate and tapped on the horn. The gate was opened, and I waited a little bit. Maybe he would come back. Maybe he would then enter the compound. He didn't. So while I took what I had come for, as I was going back into the car, and I called my daughter. I saw your friend, on the street, and I thought he was coming to pay you a visit, but he walked past, and I said to her, you need to be careful with that person because uh, an individual who would stay away from when adults are around you or your parents, any adults that they are used to you, um, you need to be careful. Okay. Then, of course, the other things that needed to be said or to be reiterated, don't invite your friends to visit you when we are not home. Same way, you don't go to visit your friends when their parents are not home. Sometimes later, I wasn't surprised at some news about that young man and some unbecoming behavior with some other persons in the neighborhood. And I said to my daughter, see what I told you then? Why would you be afraid of, oh, sir, how are you? Or good morning, welcome. Maybe even be the one to knock on the gate. They open the gates. They shouldn't. So open your eyes. Okay. The question was, have my children discuss any of my crushes and all? And it depends on the, words that are used in conversation. We talk often here about family values, traditional values, cultural values, and etiquettes. It depends on how your choice of words. What do you expose your children to? What do they have access to? Even when they do have access, what do they choose to do? Because that's actually what's most important in this whole scenario. Is what they do when you are not there is more important than what they do when you're there. But then let's not get lost in discussing the teenagers and the young adults. Let's get back to the babies. Okay, so I never use words like, oh, I have a crush on this, because we didn't use such terms at home. We didn't use such words. They were not used to such words. But then say, my friend, I like my friend, I'm going to visit my friend, he's coming to visit me. And yep. So those did happen. Okay. And when they were still in their toddler years, go to bring them from school, we're walking home, were working. Any of my parenting books, I shared quite a number of such stories. This is what has happened in school today. Didn't tell me what has happened. As we're walking home, my friend did this, put sand in my hair. It's okay. I thought to scratch my face. It's not scratched. Good. So we correct ourselves. And you also give feedback about, oh wow, that was not nice. You don't throw sand by, but then tell your friend, I don't like sand in my hair. You clarify those issues. Same way you clarify the issue of, okay, you have a friend. Yes. The name is John. Yes. Is your friend. Try to expunge that concept of, my boyfriend by understanding that child's understanding of the term boyfriend. Okay. So at this point, I'm going to let you see the first video, and then when we come back, we'll continue on the program. Okay. Don't go away. Thank you so much.
Who is Jared?
My boyfriend.
Who is Jared?
My boyfriend.
You don't have a boyfriend.
I have my boyfriend.
You don't have a boyfriend.
Recording in progress. What's wrong with you?
I don't want a boyfriend.
But you do have a boyfriend?
Uh-huh.
What's his name?
Jared.
You don't have a boyfriend.
I do.
You're not allowed to have a boyfriend till you're 50.
I do.
No.
Okay, you ready? I promise,
promise,
Daddy,
Daddy,
I will not
I not
have
have
boyfriend.
no.
Why? Okay, you ready?
And
I
I
promise,
Welcome back. Okay, thank you so much for being with us. And don't forget that you can always go to our YouTube channel and then leave us comments there. You can join our community by sending your concerns, your feedback uh, concerning this particular episode or any other parenting issues you might have. They don't have to be particularly about this particular episode. Okay, so welcome back. So you saw the you saw the video. Can I have a boyfriend? I have a boyfriend. No, you don't have a boyfriend. I have a boyfriend. You don't have a boyfriend. I have a boyfriend. There's no need for that argument. Okay, what's his name? Yes. Find out. Get into that child's world. Share in it. Don't get lost in yours and become, you know, and get into a funk, about whoa, what's going on here? No, nothing is going on. The child is just talking about a friend. You should now clarify what is acceptable within your family about people having friends, whether males or females, and then you clarify accordingly with the child. Oh, you have a friend, wonderful. When is he coming to visit you? I don't know. You make the conversation interesting. Forget your fears. Those fears don't exist at that point. Don't create them. Because if, oh no, you can't have a boyfriend. No, at your age, boyfriend, what do you know that the boyfriend is? That's not going to cut it. Instead, that child go, okay, what do I know about boyfriend? Well, God help you if you fall within the category of parents that feel that, oh, my child can talk now, oh, thank God, or he needs a phone, and you've already bought a phone, and then the child has a phone. Even within those cartoon media materials. When last did you spend time to watch a cartoon from the beginning to the end with any of your children? Violence is, in a lot of them, is unbelievable. Okay? Relationship issues, well, of course, is central to whatever media material anybody's creating. You don't need to watch that cartoon. It's not until it's an adult movie before you understand that something could be wrong. No, within the cartoon, people design this. People pass messages. It's not just about the non-human, non-real human characters in a cartoon. It's about the messaging. It's about, again, the verbal and non-verbal cues in those materials. The children are learning, they are compiling their vocabulary from watching those materials. Okay? Now, having a male or a female friend, now take them to the level of learning relationship issues as human beings, not from cartoon characters. So you should count yourself lucky that that child has said, Dad, can I have a boyfriend? Then go ahead, have that conversation, and then engage that child periodically about how's your friend? You get to hear news stories. You get to hear things that have happened the way they have happened. It helps you to build a communication relationship with that child over boy-girl relationship issue. helps you now to put in stuff that are age appropriate, conversations that are age appropriate, information that's age appropriate as the children grow up. You don't wake up into the life of your teenagers and begin to dictate, okay, now you're a teenager, this is what's going to happen. Where were you? But right now, that 3-4-year-old girl had just handed you a ticket to the city gate of her life and her relationship issues. Use that key very well as a parent. To a mother, you're a father. Your exasperation will not help the mother because you are living in an entirely different world. You know, I often ask parents, you are leaving home, work, travel, and your child, your toddler says, Mom, Dad, buy me an aeroplane when you are coming back. If you are a regular on this program, you would have had this analogy before. So I'll use it again. The question is, which airplane do you think that child is asking for? Some parents say a toy. No, that child is asking for the one he has seen in the sky, the real one. But when you now return home and hand that child a box of toy airplane, what happens? 10 out of 10 chances that child is overjoyed. Embrace you, hug you, Mommy, thank you. You're the best mom in the world, you're the best dad in the world. Yeah. So your panic about I want a boyfriend is misplaced. Yeah. We have another contribution from another community member. Let's just go through it. It says, should parents play matchmaker for their toddlers or let them develop relationship naturally? Don't play a fixer in any areas or any area of your children's lives. Don't play a fixer to get them score the best marks in school. Don't play those roles. Don't set your children up with teachers to get good marks, to get good grades. Don't do that. What are you playing matchmaker for? For their relationship issues. What's now, it's most of us create the problems that develop years later, and we begin to ask ourselves, oh, where did I go? You went wrong when you thought you were just playing. You see some videos online these days with parents, mothers especially, taking their girl children to salons to make their hair, put eyelashes, and you wonder, what's going on? Okay? You are in a hurry for that child to quickly grow. So when the child now takes advantage of your being in a hurry and actually really gets in a hurry, you begin to, what's wrong with you? Why did you get this from? You gave it to her. Why are you making, let your children choose their friends themselves. They don't like being around certain kinds of people in church, in school, in the neighborhood. Find out why. Ask questions. Clarify issues. Okay? Don't get your children to do what you are choosing for them. Let them choose, but then let them know. Again, going back to your family values, tradition, culture, etiquettes, and no, this is not who we are here. Oh, but Daddy, Mary in their family, they do that. Yeah, that's Mary's family. But this is us here. This is not who we are. Have that conversation, not shouting the child down. Engage the child, get feedback, and let your own position be known with explanation, not your position or because daddy said so or because mommy said so. No. Okay? Often I say, if your child is like my son, one response will generate 3 more questions. So after those, just for each of those 3 new questions. Get ready for 5 more responses. So you keep it going. Don't say, oh, your questions are too much. No. Okay? Don't fix, don't match make. Be there to clarify. Be there to let them explore safely. Safely. Let your children engage in what is known as acceptable risk taking. Relationship issues are risks, like we've said earlier on. Let them know what it means to be turned down, to say, I'm not coming with you, I'm not playing with you. Let them be able to process it. You will see it in their demeanor, in their responses, their reactions when they go, what happened? And somebody said they will not play with me. Oh, really? What happened? Get the picture, get the story. Then, depending on what the issues are, your job is to make your child love themselves first, have a good sense of self-worth, and then be able to, operate, relate with other children, with other people. Okay? Don't take anything for granted. Don't waive concerns. The child, why are you being moody? Please come eat your food and go to sleep. There's an issue. Okay, somebody didn't say hello to me today. Is that why we won't drink water here at home today? It might not be a big issue for you. It's a big issue for the child. So deal with it. Oh, okay. Did you offend your friend? No. He wanted to take my book and I said, no, I want to read it. And he just didn't want to work with me. Oh, maybe you should have given, but I want to read it. Okay, maybe you should give him or her the book tomorrow. We can make up tomorrow. Today is gone, so don't worry. Okay? Oh, okay. Okay, I'll give it to her tomorrow. You solve the problem. Or you block that opportunity to communicate, to keep that channel open. That channel gets to get blocked, installmentally until there's a complete blockage, and then you'll be wondering what happened. Don't get into a panic over, can I have a boyfriend? I have a boyfriend. Can I have a girlfriend? I have a girlfriend. No. Explore, ask questions, interrogate, get responses, give feedback, clarify. Okay? And then boundaries. Discuss boundaries in relationship in line with your cultural, traditional family values and etiquette. And evaluate from time to time by getting into those conversations. Open most times, sometimes be the one to open up. Because you be the one to say, how's your friend today? The next day might be the child that will come and say, oh, guess what we did today? You and who? Me and my friend, he will relate. Again, you will listen, pay attention, say what needs to be said, and then move on. That way your children would develop healthy relationship with others, male and female. Okay? In this day and age where you have different kinds of deviant orientations, a girl child telling you, the father, daddy, can I have a boyfriend? It's already saying something depending on who you are in your family, depending on who you are in your culture. Okay? You probably already have a part of your parenting chore, or task outlined. I say, oh, thank God. All right. If you're expecting me to say, okay, it doesn't really matter what the child's choices are, it doesn't matter. It's about who you are in your family, in your culture. People make their choices. Don't judge anybody, but then we are who we are. Okay, remain who you are. Let's remain who we are. So your responsibility is to let your children know who you are, what you believe in, what you value, and what, well, wouldn't work with you and your family. It doesn't stop other people from making their own choices. At the same way, people should also not judge you for your own choices in your family. I don't need to believe in what you believe in. So you don't make an issue about what I believe in. Unfortunately, that's the problem the world has now. People take certain turns in their life decisions, but they now want every other person now to, by force, by fire, accept them. Meanwhile, neglecting who, because accepting you says I should forget who I am. No, I can't forget who I am. I'm not judging you. So stay with who you are, with what you have chosen. So your child coming to say, I want a boyfriend, is making a statement. He opens the door, like we say, he's giving you the city gate about how relationship issues going forward. So use that city gate key very well. Okay? Use that key very well in keeping the gate open, the communication gate open in that child's relationship issues as the child grows up, develops. Things change. That same child can come back tomorrow and is talking about something else. But then, okay, what changed? What happened to John? I don't like John again. Who do you like now? I like Mary. Why do you like Mary? Go into that conversation. But then you see here, you're a girl. Don't bring the panic into, because again, it's a friend. As far as I'm concerned, it's friend. I prefer to be this person. Don't go into the gender thing. Don't. They're both human beings, both babies, both children who just want to be with themselves. But then define that being with themselves with your family values, with your family tradition, cultural tradition, and set boundaries. What's acceptable, what is not acceptable within your culture, your tradition, your family, and let your children know that. Okay, you're not judging anybody. It's not your business to decide what other people do with their children. It's your business to decide, to discuss with your children what you do. So anybody telling you leave these children to live their life, wrong, please, wrong. Our parents didn't leave us that way. The world cannot. That's why there's so much confusion. Okay, there's a saying: if you do not stand up for something, you will fall for anything. So let your children know what your family stands for in their relationship choices. Okay, we have another contribution from another community member here. It says, do you think toddler relationships be a precursor to abusive or toxic relationship later in life? Every relationship is a precursor to anything. So that's why we're saying set boundaries, discuss what's acceptable, what could happen, what should happen, and then investigate to know how that relationship is going with your child and the friend. Have that discussion, ask questions. How was school today? What happened? Yeah. If you do that well enough, the child becomes, okay, gives you feedback even when you don't even ask for them. And then you can take it. Toxicity can happen in terms of relationship toxicity. It can happen at any age. We've seen so many videos online with a child hitting the other one, hitting and the one, because you have told don't fight with your friend, doesn't hit back just because it's hitting until maybe, well, the natural preservation thing kicks in and then it returns one blow. That one blow now becomes what becomes news, not what. So let your children know what abusive, act could be in their relationship with their friends, and let them know they shouldn't accept on that word, no matter who that person is, no matter how much you like the person. Let your friend also know what's acceptable and what's not acceptable, even as toddlers. Don't John push my hair. I'd say, don't push my, no, don't let John push your hair. Tell John nicely, don't push my hair. I don't like it. Boundaries. Boundaries within your home, within your culture, within your tradition. Boundaries also, your children need to let their friends know about, no matter from what age. Okay? I keep talking about my son. Yes, because I like to use people I know and what I know to give examples, or rather to tell my stories. I think when he was about 5, 6, okay, to go to the hospital to get treated for one thing or the other, I always say, okay, when you get to the hospital, they're going to give you an injection. Okay, yeah, I don't like injection. No, well, don't fall sick if you don't want like injection. But then ask the nurse, what are you giving me? What's in the syringe? Statutorily, they are supposed to tell you what they're giving. But be like, it's a child. Let me give you the injection. But he's stuck with that. You get to the hospital and he comes in, we say, excuse me, ma, what are you giving me? Is a malaria injection? No. What? Which one? So it became an issue. Once he appeared in the office, said, this child and his many questions, he's here, but which nurse? Who's going to attend to him? Or I don't want questions. Yeah. Let your children know their lefts from their rights, even in their relationship with their friends, to know and say what is acceptable in that friendship and what would not be acceptable. Boy, girl, where you can touch me, where you cannot touch me. And then if anybody plays with you in this way, that way that we said, no, nobody should play with you, touching these parts of your body with this intensity, report. Go and tell your teacher. Or if your teacher is, when you get home, let me know. Let us know. Tell your mom or tell me. You set those boundaries. Okay? So you prepare the child against toxic relationship issues, harmful relationship issues. Okay? So it's not about later on in life. A child that endures being smacked by his or her friend as is growing up, I think that's the best way, the best thing that can happen in friendship. That child might also now smack somebody else and say, well, he beat me too. I didn't. No, nobody has any right to smack you. No, nobody. Okay? Report to your teacher or report to us when you're home. Let us know. Okay? So we're going to go on another short break now and then take the second video. Okay? When we come back, this particular one, he didn't come to ask for a boyfriend. Now is the dad, is the father initiating the conversation. Okay, say after me. Okay, this I will not, and then when it gets to the point of, let me not spoil it. Watch the video first. Then we'll come back. We'll continue with it. Thank you for staying with us. Okay, see you at the end.
These things are not happening in the mood. Every day, regular home, on a daily basis. Have kids now who won't spend all their time. Not productively, really. Even if it's productive, even if you are doing online for the business, whatever it is, you need to apportion your time. Whether you are a father, a mother, a daughter, a son, an adult, a child, we need to our time management, our time with devices online become obsession, bordering on addictive. it's important that the canvas, the broad canvas on which we must start to paint our parenting profile, must be mutual communication, open, sincere, non-judgmental communication. That also becomes helpful when you are taking that child through how to do that chore that child is showing interest in, but not getting quite right the first time. Oh, no, wait a minute. Hey, wait. Okay, let me show you. And the child went, okay, Dad, really? I didn't know that.
I
I
promise
promise
Daddy
I
I will not
not
have
have
boyfriend.
no
Why? Okay, you ready? I
I
promise
promise
Daddy I will
Welcome
not
back.
not
It's a human thing. No need for panic. It's a human thing. Repeat after me. I will not have a boyfriend. Huh? What did he say? Nah, I'm not saying that. How on earth did that little girl have it in herself to pause and say, no, I'm not going to say so? And she did it. I'm not going to have a boyfriend. Are you kidding me? Now, in line with our discussion on this podcast, that father, that parent does need to explore further to know why you will not say no. You need to hear her. Don't just laugh. Don't just find it funny. And like these children, well, where are they getting all of this from? I've told you earlier on, you probably use your money to buy them the access to where they are getting that from, the phone, the television, the iPad, the laptop, where they are watching cartoon. So they gotten the idea that boyfriend is important. Yeah. Okay. So you're not telling, say after me, I'm not going to have boyfriend. Are you kidding me? Why? You still don't want to wave it away or just a chat thing. Find out what she understands by boyfriend, and then it's the same thing. We're not going back, we're not repeating ourselves. From what feedback you get about the concept, the idea of who a boyfriend is, what a boyfriend is, what should be happening, what should not be happening, clarify your family values, your family, your culture, your tradition, boundaries, what's acceptable, what's not acceptable. Don't leave anything to chance. Okay? Most importantly, let your children know that certain things in life are not toys. Okay? The same mindset they have about using toys, getting toys, it's not the same. It needs not to be the same with relationship with human beings, their size, their age, or otherwise. That needs to be understood. Again, all of us don't grow at the same pace, the same rate. Whether as when I say grow, it includes our understanding and our responses to circumstances and situations and information. We don't process things all at the same rate. So don't assume that because you could understand certain things in certain ways as you are growing up, that your child is in that same, boat or category with you. No. So don't leave anything to chance. Ask questions, get feedback, get clarifications. Okay? So I hope our show has been interesting as you followed us today. And thank you, all of the community members who sent in questions and concerns. And we know, believe, and state here that talking with your children is the most important thing you need to do with them in the process of helping them to grow, to become, responsible and responsive people in society. Society starts from your family. Before they are now interacting with others outside of the family, in whichever environment, school, church, marketplace, shopping mall, playground, you need to prepare them. You can't box them up every time to say, no, you can't be here. But if there are reasons for which you need to put certain restrictions in place, don't hesitate to do that. But clarify, discuss within the boundaries you've already discussed and agreed on. Okay? So thank you so much for being part of our show today. Okay? Please, 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 please support us, support this Slow Parenting podcast. Subscribe, okay, and engage. Send your messages, send your questions. Check out our YouTube channel. Go to our other social media. So it will come your way again next Wednesday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, US and Canada, and 7 p.m. West African time, including Nigeria. Stay safe and keep talking with your children. Okay? It helps. Bye-bye.